With Season 1 coming to end, it's about time we do a tier list. So I've got all 48 characters that have released in Season 1 of Black Clover Mobile. So starting off with Alec Dora. Alec Dora is a stun-based DPS character, and he's pretty decent, okay, so I'm going to put him in the C tier. Alright, and next up, SR Aster, and he's going to go straight into the B tier. Pretty much the definition of not too great, but not too bad either. Completely balanced, completely fine character. Next up, Season 1 Aster, going straight into the S tier. Probably the highest single target damage dealer in the game currently. I think there's maybe some other characters that can probably do similar damage, but I think he's definitely the highest out of everyone in the game currently. Alright, first character going into the D tier is going to be Barrow. He's another red defender, so he's literally useless as you get a much better character in the SR Aster for free. Next up we have Catherine, another R character, another useless character. Her debuffs are too bad for me to even consider putting her in C tier. Charlotte, another free-to-play character, another great character, another S tier character. Has a bunch of different defense shreds, a decent ultimate with applying attack reductions and bleeds, and then of course her mark, allowing your other DPSs to act multiple times, or just any character to act multiple times whenever you take them out. Alright, the first A tier character is going to be Charmy, and Charmy is going to be in A tier just simply because of how good she is for gear farming in the red gear dungeon. Next up, Fauna. Fauna is also going to join Charmy in the A tier. Honestly, I'll put her above Charmy just because she is a better character than Charmy, let's be honest. She is, unfortunately, in her kit, there's just not enough in it. Alright, the free-to-play green SR Uno is also going to go into the B tier, pretty much on the same level as Aster in terms of everything. Well, not everything. Well, in terms of uses in PvE, PvP, etc. As Uno is going to be probably a lot of people's green DPS for when you farm the blue gear stages. Joining Charlotte and Aster in the S tier is going to be Finral. Finral is fantastic, an unbelievably powerful character, and this is all because of his speed increases from his ultimate, his skill 1, and also he has a really good skill 2. Frigolion is also going to hop into the A tier. He's a pretty good character, probably the second best green DPS character, but just behind Licht, I'd say. As he's got really high single target damage, he's pretty good, can burn, which is okay, it's whatever. He's got really high damage output. Next up we have the SR Ghosh. Ghosh is going to hop in straight into the B tier, as he's also fantastic for gear farming, as he has a bunch of single target focused damage with extra attacks when he has like buffs and stuff or whatever, which is really good. Then we have this guy from the Eye of the Midnight Sun, no idea how to say his name. He's useless, just an awful attacker, pretty useless, has a decent skill page at least, but apart from that he's just really bad. Gordon has debuffs, but just awful debuffs, poisoning, and I believe like reduced HP recovery. It's just really bad, not really useful at all. Heath is going to go into the C tier. I was very close putting him into the D tier, but the fact that he can freeze on his combined attack and also his skill 2 gives him some value on the same level of Alec Dora, I believe. Jack the Ripper is also going to go into the C tier, probably the worst SSR character in this game. Unfortunately, his playstyle is just way too slow. Klaus is going to go into the D tier, as, I mean, he's a green defender, is what it is, but you don't really need him at all. Leopold, I'm actually going to put Leopold above Fuegoleon, because I do think he is actually better, as Leopold's skill 2 is actually really good. He can apply a lot of burns, especially with his skill page, has a lot of his own attack damage increases with his skill 2, as well as his skill page, giving up to, I believe, 15% all attack buff, which is really handy. Alright, next up is Licht. He's going to probably go straight to the top of A tier, seeing as out of all of these characters here, he's probably the most useful one in Arena. Sister Lily is completely useless, as you get the free SR Red Healer Mimosa for free, so there's literally no need to use her. Lotus is going to be the best character in Season 1 by probably a long shot, to be honest, as his debuffs on his ultimate is just so good. Next up we have Luck. Luck is also going to go into the C tier, probably just above Heath. I also like him more than Jack as well, to be fair. For me, Luck is just a worse version of Ghosh in terms of how many places you can use him. Then we have Magna. Magna I'd probably put just above Luck. They're pretty much on the same kind of level for me. Magna is just another burn debuffer. Okay, whatever. He's decent. He's quick-ish. He has a guaranteed stun on his skill 2. Mars is going to join Lotus in the S tier, because when you run both of them together, they are honestly in a tier of their own. They are so good. Unbelievable characters. Really powerful. Marks is another awful character, another rare character. Really bad. As a supporter, his buffs are just really bad. Red Mimosa is going to go straight into the beta. She's a free character. She's a great healer. Free, nice, cool. She'll be great for PvE content. Season 1 Mimosa is going to go into the S tier, probably third best character currently that I've listed, as her healing output is ridiculous. She has a really great buffs of like defense increases. She can double a character's attack with, and whilst giving them special points with her combined attack. She revives. She's fantastic. Nabra Silver is next, and she's going to go straight into the A tier because she's more of a character for the future and more of an endgame character, as she's pretty much just there for bosses and stuff. Ryan Nage, I believe is how you say his name. I don't really know. Straight into the D tier. Useless. Has awful chances to freeze, and that's pretty much it. Nothing else to say. SR Noel is going to join everyone else in the B tier. I would maybe put her into the C tier potentially, but I think she's just about in B tier thanks to the Battle Gigas raid boss. She's actually pretty good for that because the Battle Gigas boss has a bunch of AoE damage. Nozel Silver is going to be the first ever character to go into the beta for this tier list, and he's better than Jack, he's better than all these C tier characters. But unfortunately, his debuffs are just very lackluster. They don't really support your team too much. They just kind of just reduce the damage that your enemies will deal. Rada Spirito is going to go probably third or fourth, probably third in the tier list, I'd say. He's definitely one of the top tier characters for sure. Probably has the most longevity over any character in this tier list, thanks to his ultimate, number 1 Carl, unbelievable ultimate. Revchi is probably going to go to the top of D tier because he at least has something unique with his being able to summon magical chains, so he can do some kind of decent damage. Raya is also going to hop into the S tier just because he's a really good single target boss killer. Very good. Has a bunch of damage because of his extra attacks from his ultimate and his skill 1. Can steal buffs, which is fantastic. Very good, whilst also removing them at the same time, and has a really decent amount of self-sustain whenever a buff expires as well, so he's really good. Rill is going to hop into the A tier, probably bottom of A tier. He's a decent character, has buff removal on his skill 2, I believe defense red on his skill 2 as well, whilst also being able to guarantee incapacitates, whilst also stunning. Salim is literally useless, has too many niche ways of having in order to allow him to crit, which is just too annoying. It's not very great. Sally's going to jump straight into the A tier. She's a really good character, very good magic attack buffer, whilst also providing crit damage buffs, extending buff durations as well. Seke is going to be the first and only R character to go into the C tier, as Seke, you know what, I'm putting him over Jack. Get out of here. Because there's only 3 blue defenders currently in the game, being Seke, Sol, and Mars, meaning he's one of the only options for the red gear dungeon farming. And then we have Shiran. Shiran is going to be the, well, also the first and only character that is of the SR rarity to go into the D ranking. Sol is going to go probably to the top of B tier, and a lot of people would probably put her A tier because she is really good. However, for me, because there's at least some variety in terms of what blue defenders you can use, being Seke, Sol, and Mars, it makes her not A tier because Charmy, for example, is the only blue healer that you can currently use for gear farming, which makes her just so much more valuable, which then puts her way above Sol, in my opinion. Solid Silver is going to go also in B tier, as he's probably the best SR DPS character, I believe, in the game. At least I think he is. Teresa is going to go straight into the C tier, as she's just a worse version of Mimosa. She has too many niche ways of healing. Valtos is going to go probably just directly at the bottom of S tier, as he is a fantastic SR character, as he's got great mobility buffs and also pretty high magic attack increases as well, but isn't quite on the level of Finral. Vanessa is going to go straight into the B tier. Her only redeeming factor of being in the B tier is going to be her special skill, as you'll let your allies guaranteed to be able to block all damage that they take for a certain amount of time. Veto is also going to hop into the B tier, as he's just honestly probably my least favorite character in this game. As for me, he's just such a self-centered, selfish character as just with his kit as a whole. William Vengeance is going to hop in just above Finral in the S tier, as Vengeance is a fantastic buffer, probably the best buffer in the game at the moment. Red Yami is going to hop alongside Season 1 Asta. I think Red Yami is probably the best DPS in the game. Then Blue Season 1 Yami I'm going to put just below Fana as the final character in this tier list, and I think this is probably going to be quite controversial for some people because I know a lot of people love Blue Yami, but for me personally, he's going to go into the A tier, as he's just nowhere near as good as some of the other DPSs in this list of Asta and Yami. So there you have it. That is my tier list. But yeah, if this tier list will ever help you or has helped you, then don't forget to like and subscribe and drop a comment down below whether you agree with my decisions or you disagree with my decisions of putting characters in certain places. But most importantly, I will see you in the next video. Peace!